Hey y'all, Joefer here, the Cranky Old Gay Guy. So today you're going to get some crank. I am sitting here, just came out of the chiropractor. I'm sitting here in a parking lot in BF Egypt, also known as East Vantucky, where I waited over an hour to be seen because they decided to let one of their doctors have a few days off, even though this is the busiest clinic they have up here. And there's at least 2 doctors, always. And there were 13 or 14 people waiting when I got here. The receptionist said there are 10 people ahead of you, so maybe some of these were spouses. But it still took over an hour, 5 new clients, which are 20, 30 minutes a piece. I took the opportunity to walk across the parking lot and go to a grocery store. Came back, and I still waited for 40 minutes. So that's got me kind of in a bad mood, and I'm letting you know that up front. And now we're going to head on the drive back, and I will be discussing what made me cranky this morning and yesterday. And that would be on authentication, 2-step authentication when you get into an app. It's for security, which is fine. I clicked give me double authentication when I signed up. This is for my phone service. And the thing is, it keeps logging me out, and then I try to get back in and it says, oh, your password isn't working, you need a new password. It's not being accepted. So I try to reset the password, which is fine. You put in your phone number, you wait for them to text you so you can get a code, you put the code in, and then it says you need to get an authorization code from your authorization app through Google or this app called Trilio. Well, I have both apps. Trilio I've never been able to set anything up on because they always want me to scan a barcode from your service. Well, the apps don't have barcodes that I can find. So I don't know how you would do that anyway, because it's on your phone. You'd have to go to a PC and pull up a code somewhere and then try to scan it. It's irritating as F. And this stalled me earlier this week when I was trying to, I had to get a new credit card. My old one wore out. It was just wore out. And they changed the little code on the back when they give you a new card. It can be the same number, but a new card. And I had to update the code. And I was able to do that on some online bill pay sites, but through the apps I haven't been able to do it yet. And with this one in particular, it gives me nothing but grief, and it's irritating to say the least. So I tried again this morning, and it keeps taking me to these things and asking for codes that you just can't get. So I called the phone company and talked to a rep, and he said, oh yeah, I can help you with that. Well, it went on and on and on, and he couldn't. I said, can you just update the card so it won't be rejected next time there's a payment? Oh yeah, we can do that, but first I'm gonna do this, and then you can reset your password, and you can just do it from your app. I said, okay, let's reset the password. Well, did you get your code? Yes, your app sent me a code, but now it wants me to go through the 2-step verification thing to authorize this, and I can't do that because it says I need to get a code from your app to do that. And he said, oh, that's strange. Just try the code that they just sent you. Well, that code only works in your app. It doesn't work in the authentication, the Google authentication app. And then, like I said, the Trilio, no, every time you try on that, it always says fail. So I don't know why this particular phone app requests that I use Trilio as well as the Google app. It does let me set it up in the Google app, but not in the Trilio. So we went around and around, and I was on the phone with him for 36 minutes, eating up my day, and just getting irritated. Oh, I was looking at a rapper walk by with his gold chains and the crooked hat, and he looked really silly. Probably 30. Yeah, some 30-year-old, I don't know. Anyway, I was irritated with this guy, trying not to get angry with him on the phone. And I said, well, you said you could help, so I'd like you to update my card and I will deal with this later. And he said, oh, well, let me check and make sure that we can get everything right. And then he puts me on hold for 4 minutes with bad music. And then he comes back on and tells me that, well, okay, I'm back. And I said, okay, here is the code. And he goes, no, I can't do that. You need to do that in your app. And I said, but you just told me you could help me. And he said, yes, but you have 2-step authorizations on. And it's like, I know, that's why I'm calling you to begin with. And he told me that, well, just reset your password and you should be able to do it. And I tell him again, we go through this password thing to set it up, but it gets me to the point where it will not help me until I put in a code from the authorization app. He said, well, I'm going to send you an email and it'll give you a link so you can turn off the 2-step authorization. And I said, can't you just do that right now? I've got you on the phone. He goes, no, because you have it on. It's a security thing and I'm not allowed to turn it off. I don't have access to it. Fine, let's do it. I look at the app. It doesn't say anything about turning it off. It tells me how to troubleshoot your app and troubleshoot this and that, which we've already gone through. And it, by the way, these are just links to Google pages that I have already visited before calling this guy. I told him that was the problem. He said, well, in 24 hours, they'll send you another email with a link to turn off 2-step authorization. And it's like 24 hours. I clicked on this, I read it again. At the very bottom of the instruction sheet, it said, if you're having problems, call this number. Well, I'm already talking to this number, so I'm having problems. And I tell him that. And then he sends me another thing and it says, you will be sent an email in 48 hours to turn off this authorization app. And I said, well, wait a minute, you just said 24. He goes, yeah, that's what I said. And I said, but you just sent me something that says 48 hours. And he goes, oh, well, you should be able to do it then in 48 hours and just fix everything from your app. So what have you done for me? You've sent me an email that says I have to wait 2 days for another email? And what's that email gonna do? I don't know. Can I just uninstall your app and reinstall it and try again? If I put my phone number in, is it going to bring up all this old material? Oh, I don't know. But if you uninstall, it's not going to let you get back in because you have a 2-step authorization, so you need access to those things. Well, that's what this whole phone call was about. So it's super irritating. The guy was polite, but pretty uninformed when it comes to how his own system works at his end. And that's where we're at. We're on a busy freeway. I know it doesn't seem as busy as it has been in the past, but it's busy. It's just not raining, which is nice. And it's almost 60 degrees outside, so that's nice too. It does feel like spring. I'm trying to cheer myself up. There are budding daffodils at my house, and all the trees have little buds on them. The plum trees have the little blossoms that look like pink cherry blossoms. So we got that going on. And that's it. That's all I got for you today. This is very, very short because, again, I am in a cranky mood. And I don't wish to harp on it. Let's get over here. Oh, let's not get over here. Oh boy, that looks like traffic's going to stop. So we're going to go back over this way and just get off this road. Look at that. Support for Ukrainian rally back there. This happens on this bridge whenever I cross it. All the lanes slow down halfway across the river. I don't know why. The right lane gets really slow. That's going to go to Airport Way, which takes you to a bunch of shopping centers as well as the airport. That's where I'm going to go because looking ahead, it's stopped. And I only have to go one more exit, which is less than a mile. But traffic stops there. And again, I don't understand. I can get off at Airport Way, go down a mile, turn left, get off at where that exit would have taken me, and there won't be any traffic. Explain that to me, please. Here's another big draw and another gripe of mine. You can't see it, but it's straight ahead of me. This off-ramp takes me off exactly across from IKEA. You know, IKEA, the big box store with the blue everything and the yellow letters. The store that I hate with a passion. I don't hate their products. I hate the store. I hate the layout. I hate the parking situation. It's always too busy parking. I don't like the fact that you can't go in and come back out. You have to go in and go through the whole damn store just to get out. And it's a maze. All of these turns and crap, and say, oh, you need to get out, take the shortcut. The shortcut takes you into another maze. Then you have to find the shortcut key there. Just let me leave the damn store. You set it up as a showroom that you have to go through every effing room to get through this mess. I don't like shopping like that. I want to go in, get what I want, and I want to leave. If you want to show me displays, that's great. But have them all lined up so I can just walk through and I can ignore them if I want to. Instead, you make the customer be surrounded by them. You have to go into them to get through them. It's an indoctrination, it's manipulation. It slows everything down because they know the longer people spend in the store, the more likely they are to spend money. And with that, primarily women is what they're focusing on. Because again, not my studies, science shows, or science, polls show, etc. Women spend over 65% of the money of a household. Why? Because, I don't know, advertisers market to women because they know they're going to spend the money. I only know a few guys that are shopaholics. Most, like myself, want to get into a store and get back out and get on with your day and not be hassled by crowds and stuck by crap that you don't want. And that's my feelings about IKEA. Again, I don't dislike the product. I dislike the way that it is marketed and the designs of the store. And on that, I'm going to let you all go because I have complained enough for today. And that's why they call me cranky, because today I was fine in the morning. The phone call made me cranky. The way to the chiropractor made me cranky. If the joint chiropractic would just pull its head out of its backside and set up a Portland clinic that is actually in Portland and not in a surrounding suburb. And they had 4 at one time. All of them are gone except one. And where do they put it? They put it in an area with no parking in a trendy part of town. It's not real busy. They are paying astronomical rents for this space. Their business plan sucks. They can't keep a doctor in there for more than 60 days tops. It's always a revolving thing. Why? Because they make them work too many hours, they make them handle too many clients, and they pay them too little. And they waste a lot of money on amenities, like rent. Find an old strip mall in town, there's a lot of them. The rent's gonna be cheap. You can do whatever you want to the building, renovate it, make it look like your upscale joint, like the new ones when they put them in. Sign a long-term lease, pay your doctors more, take it from there. You would build clientele that would be there continuously, as opposed to people who come in, they buy a month or two, they get frustrated by the fact that there's no parking, or that clinic is always closed, like the one down in the Pearl, or they call it Slaptown. And why is it always closed? Because the doctors are never there. They've been trying to get a regular doctor in there for 3 or 4 months now. Why? Oh, well, because Oregon has different licensing. Well, guess what? There are chiropractic schools in Oregon that put out graduates. Grab one of those. Why? Why can't you? Well, I can tell you why. It's because you don't pay them what they can get in a private practice. Pay them more, treat them better, treat them as the reason that you can keep a clinic open. Quit taking all the profits for the people at the top who own the company, and put your money back into the business and build a clientele that you'll have for a lifetime. That's my suggestion for the joint chiropractic. Pull your head out of your backside and get things going, okay? I'm gonna let you go. That's all I got for today. I will see you all tomorrow on Sunday. Now, I'm not gonna say I'm going live Sunday, but don't be surprised if you get a notification on your phone that I'm going live, because I just might. It really depends. What does it depend on? Well, it depends on my attitude, my mood, my cranky level, and if I feel like going to the gym in the morning instead. And it probably would be an AM broadcast, but who knows? It could be a PM. I don't know. I will see you all tomorrow at some point. All right, bye-bye.
Can't log into the app, just spinning in space. Password's right, but it laughs in my face. Call me on hold, says my wait will be brief. 30 minutes later, it's still disbelief. Chiropractor's booked, a line out the door. Short-staffed again, my patience hits the floor. My back's on fire, but no one's around. Every minute wasted just shuts me down. Oh, it burns my butter, it fries my soul. Things that test my patience take their toll. Life's little fires keep getting hotter. Oh, these petty flames, they burn my butter. Service ain't service when it leaves you cold. Automation's king while the human touch folds. Waiting rooms and apps, they're the bane of my life. Is customer care now extinct on the knife? My Bluetooth fails, my Wi-Fi betrays. Technology mocks my futile displays. I'm left in the lurch, a modern man's plight. Someone hand me a match, 'cause I'm dying.